Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Hello, this is your pre-show game notes with Juan Keel for 3 in response to the Emperor.
You get the
Emperor,
NFL.
my guy, my dude, my favorite elderly Chiefs fan. I can't give you any hate for not liking Hot Fuzz. I'm glad you watched it. Gunnar, do you really believe you watched it?
Sure.
Yeah.
There's one way to check to see if he fast forwarded through the credits to let it restart at the beginning of the movie on Voodoo.
We know who you are. Who does that? Cough, cough, sister.
Hey, always fast forward through the credits so the next person can watch the movie from the start.
Yes, thank you. Just a common courtesy. Just a simple common courtesy.
Yep.
Gosh, drives me insane. It's not even my account.
Yep.
Oh gosh. Okay, back to the issues.
Yeah, continue.
If you really did watch Hot Fuzz Emperor, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you went outside your comfort zone, spent a couple hours of watching a fantastic movie that you might not think is fantastic. That's okay. I'm just glad you watched it. You tried something new, different. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. But you also said that you gave the kid the keys to the Cadillac. You allowed me to do my episode that I've been dying to do for forever. And you know what you really did? You didn't give me the keys to the Cadillac. You gave me keys to the Ford Pinto that's beat up in the side of the garage there, who hasn't been ran in a couple years. Riverside, jog on. Yeah, you should understand that reference now. Geez, talk about just a terrible, terrible website for any type of recording. And my episode isn't the only one. You just tell me how Gridiron Kings is doing on old Riverside there, Emperor. Okay. So, Mr. I'm going to throw shade on shade on shade. I got the shade for you back, brother. And speaking of shade, your Kansas City Chiefs again pull out another miraculous late game
nail biter
winning drive. Do you know who has the most game-winning drives lengthened by penalties since 2020? You want to know who? You want to know who? Take a guess who that team is. Take a guess, Gunnar. I'll give you a guess.
I guess they're from the state of Missouri.
Yes, it is. Absolutely phenomenal. I can't believe that stat. I can't believe that stat. Now, I will say this. I believe that is an earned, because I see it in the NBA. I know you're not an NBA person at all, Gunnar or the Emperor. I understand that. I'm okay with that.
Right.
But your name matters in the NBA because you get calls in the NBA when the playoffs come. And that's just your Kansas City Chiefs. As much as I hate it, I don't like it at all. I wish they would have called a holding, because there was 2 holding penalties on the right side of your line during that Mahomes 4th and 16 obvious pass interference call that was called, rightfully so. But there should have been a hold on the line. Should have been. Nobody cares about calls throughout the game except for the final drive. That's the time you need to be 100%. Plain and simple. That's all I want. I expect the game to be piss poorly officiated the whole time, but when the game's on the line, and you gotta make calls. You gotta make the calls.
Sounds like a referee issue to me.
Oh, it's a huge. I'm a big hater of referees.
Yeah, agreed.
um, yes, I don't understand them. I don't understand their thought process. I don't understand how they do things. So it's just nice that your Kansas City Chiefs, were once again able to take advantage of situations. So, congratulations. You beat a terrible Cincinnati Bengals team whose best player has only been practicing for like a week and a half.
Eminem. I mean Joe Burrow.
No, not the real Sim Shady did not stand up in
Yeah,
Kansas City.
he didn't.
Um, so yeah. Um, hey Gunnar, let me ask you this.
Hit me.
Who was your childhood crush?
Miley Cyrus.
Wow.
I don't know. Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, pretty much anybody on Nickelodeon or
Disney.
Disney Channel.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine
You?
was the entire female cast of Saved by the Bell. All three of them.
That's okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
all I
then I
got.
got one more thing. Just one more thing for you, brother.
All right.
Okay. Let's say you're going to start a band.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is an original idea too, by the way.
Okay.
Let's say you're going to start a band and you play the drums. You're a drummer. So in
Yeah, a
your
little
band,
bit.
you don't need a drummer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I would say I don't need a bassist in my band, even though we probably do need a backup bassist for my band. But what if, just throwing this hypothetical out there, who would you want in your band? It could be a 3-piece, a 4-piece, a 5-piece. I don't know how many guitars do you want.
What if I just went a two-piece?
Ooh, I'm not mad about this. Well, who you getting?
I'm thinking somebody that can sing and play guitar. That's all we need. We're like the White Stripes at that point, right? Um, yeah, Miley Cyrus, man. No, I don't. Honestly, this is a hard question. I don't know. She'd be a killer vocalist though, and I'm sure she can play guitar. She's a thinker.
It is a good thinker.
What's your answer?
Oh man, I've been thinking about it for a little bit, and I think I would go with obviously I'd probably go with Tom DeLonge on the
Mm-hmm.
old guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Backup vocals, he's going to struggle with that, but I think I'd do backup vocals. But I think it would be gnarly just to have Geddy Lee on that.
Yeah.
I would just play the simple bass line and he could jump around every note all he wanted. We would be two bassists, a guitarist, and a drummer. Oh, my drummer. Oh, geez. See, that's where it would be tough for me. Just absolutely brutal.
Mm.
Because I mean, I can't rest his soul, I can't take Neil,
Yeah. No burp.
but um man, Travis would be fun, but I don't know, man. I
Yeah. Do
think it
you
would be
take two
more
members of
I
Blink?
I think it would be more fun though to play with Neil
Mm-hmm.
because I think he would just be more technically like not maybe not so technically, but I think he would just be more creative
Well, he'd
with
be a
his
lot more.
with his sound.
Barker is a very technical drummer.
Yes, yeah, I want to get rid of let's get away from that phrase technical because yeah, Travis is it's a real craft, like that is a
Yeah.
real thing that he does with those drumsticks in his hands. But I feel
Mm.
like sound wise, I feel like Neil explored more, where Travis was just kind of about speed and tempo
Well, yeah, because he
and
played in a punk rock band. It's
yeah,
got to be
correct.
that way.
So I think I'd probably go two members of Rush and old Tom on the guitar.
You could have Neil and Travis. Imagine two drummers. I've
I
seen
don't I
bands
don't
like
I don't
that.
I don't think that would mesh.
That's the thing. It probably would
Oh, maybe.
be kind of fun.
Hmm.
Hmm.
like I said, original idea. Just came up with it off the top of my head.
You got
Yeah.
all the original ideas.
Hey, man, I know. I'm just glad I'm able to help the Empire, man.
So we're here for it.
All right, man. I guess it's time.
I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
Give me some sugar.
Say hello.
I see you coming down the
What's
aisle.
up there,
Break
callboys?
me in the mouth. Yes. You have failed.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunner, also known as Chico Noise, two-time podcast host. And alongside me, as always, it's Juan Keel 43. And welcome back, everybody. Glad you're here. Glad you're listening. I'm always glad to be here. Colton, how's it going?
What up? Oh, dude, man, it's going. It is going. Work.
Work.
I actually got a training coming up this week. I got to go to Crown Point for a couple days, so
Oh, Crown Point.
should be interesting. Hopefully, it's a good time. I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way, so hopefully, it's good. I'm sure I'll learn a lot. I'm excited for it.
Work's going to try to sell you a timeshare.
Oh gosh.
Oh, well, Colton, while you're here, we need you to sit through this hour-long presentation.
Now you can say no at the end. You'll be fine. But let me tell you what you're going to be saying no to.
And even if you say no, do you have some time tomorrow where we can sit down and talk some more?
Pretty much no. But yeah, no, just work, kids. I was just telling you, the dude just doesn't want to go to sleep at night. It's like, man, I don't know what it takes. I don't know if he just needs to do laps around the house for 20 minutes before bedtime or what, but
That'll
man,
do it. Burn off some energy. That dude's got some energy.
dude, that little guy is a little pistol. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah. And you play with him and you're done, and he's like, dude, you're not done. You're not
Exactly
done.
what. That's exactly what he does.
Yeah.
Exactly. What about you, brother? What are you up to?
Not a whole lot. Just a long week of work, and um, we haven't been doing a whole lot. It's been really dry, so I haven't really done any yard work.
Mm.
Um,
Are you guys in a burn watch?
Not that I know of. I hope
I
not,
just-
because
I
I
just
was
started-
burning. I caught the whole yard on fire earlier. You guys
Yeah,
are
I
on
don't-
burn watch.
What county do you live in?
Elkhart.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't heard anything, so it's possible.
I don't think you guys are.
It's dry. It's really dry. Kind of crazy. My grass is brown,
Nice.
but yeah. No, we Apple Festival. This comes out on Monday. It was this past weekend. Probably hit that, and yeah, just some grocery shopping, all that good stuff. Not a whole lot going on in the household, which is good because we were busy for a long time, and I'm happy we're not busy.
Must be nice.
Yeah. You picked up where I stopped being busy. You got really busy. So
Dude, man, it's too much. I can't. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
it's good for you.
It's not. That is a lie.
I mean, like Aspen and Sora both started soccer. So we're trying to make it to as many of those as we can. Last week was the first game. They've won this weekend. And I think it's pretty much every weekend from here on out, but they play consecutive. So like one of them starts at 9:30, the next one's at 10. One starts at 10, the next one's at 10:30.
Mm.
So it's like 3 hours at the soccer field, but it's so fun to watch the little kids play soccer because they're just all over the place.
I'm bouncing off the walls.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good time. But no. Been watching anything?
What have I been watching? I'm caught up on Murders in the Building.
I haven't started it yet.
Ooh,
It's on the list.
yep. Outside of that, man, just Modern Family. I think I am a third of the way through Strikes Back, Empire Strikes Back.
Nice.
Luke just got to he's following creepy Yoda to Yoda's home.
Nice.
So
Creepy Yoda. Puppet Yoda. Non-CGI Yoda.
non-CGI Yoda. Yes. Yeah. I mean, outside of that, that's about it, man. What about you?
Still doing One Tree Hill. I told Sarah once we got to season 2, we'd stop and start watching everything else. Now we're almost done with season 2. So that's good. No, I got Only Murders. I've got other things to finish. I mean, we just stopped on everything and started that. Agatha comes out
Oh,
as
that
we
came
record
out.
this. Yes,
Yeah, that came out to yesterday, right?
today.
Today.
Yes, the 19th as we record this, it did come out. So
Have
kind of
to-
excited to start that.
Have to watch
I
that.
saw a new word trailer last weekend, and it looked. You know how you said you thought it might be a little on the you don't want to watch it side because it's scary. It might be a little
I think I saw that trailer too, and I'm like,
on the
And then
Colton
I
with a
saw,
blanket.
and then I saw the double down with it being with the I think Aubrey Plaza dubbed it the gayest thing Disney's done. So I guess I'm excited to see whatever the heck that means.
Fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? I don't know.
Get the attention.
Yeah, that's kind of what I feel like it is. Cause like I think of like oh, what was that? Sydney Sweeney and the dude from Twister. Anyone but you?
Hmm.
That movie. There was rumors that they were having an affair or something like that, and then they come out like 2 or 3 weeks after the movie, and they announced that it was a farce to try to drum up business for the movie. I was like, oh, so that's what we're doing now. We're just pissing people off to watch something.
Well, it's 'cause
Like that
nobody's gonna
seems
go
to
to
be
the
the
theaters.
marketing. That's the marketing play now. Like, how ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
Probably because it's a lot cheaper than actually doing real marketing for it.
Well, somebody posted on social media, and next thing you know, you got 100,000 comments and
Exactly.
watches and
You've
views.
you've got groups that love that idea or hate that idea, and it just fuels fires. And it's just like they do absolutely zero marketing. Like they don't even need to spend money on that anymore. I mean,
Yep.
really, what's the marketing budget now for anything besides what you do in commercials?
Commercial, yeah. One commercial, a 30-second spot on TV is probably pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But now 90% of the ads you get are like on any streaming sites, DraftKings, especially
Gosh.
during any sport. Well, really all year because the sports are just going.
Mm-hmm.
MGM, like it's all these betting apps and
Oh yeah, Sunday. It's if it's not Wingstop, it is FanDuel. It
B
seems
dubs.
like.
You get a lot of B dubs, yeah, FanDuel. Yeah,
Which
so,
I'm
and
I'm good
beer.
with I'm good with Wingstop.
Yeah, I am too. I could eat some Wingstop right now. Wingstop sponsor us, and we'll eat a 12-piece every episode. Guaranteed.
Every episode.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but no, everything's good. Not watching a lot. Gonna try to catch up on some stuff here soon, so we can get ready to dive into some of those things.
Okay.
Speaking of diving into some things, we had a couple of listeners dive into last week's episode.
Oh, yeah, they did.
And send us their answers to the question of the pod. And one of them sent us their list from last week, so that's exciting. So the first one is titled Hitting Shit. And it is from the one and only P-Tart 101. Jared said, "Hey, thanks again for coming to Lowen's birthday party. Really appreciate you guys making the long drive. 2 years ago, that drive would have been about 15 minutes for me. Now
Not
it's
for me.
45.
It would have been 15 more minutes.
Yeah, you would have added 15. I added 30. He said, I recently hit a very large pregnant raccoon. It took off my middle fender and dented my radiator. Had to claim it for insurance. Okay. It's all right. It's all good. Fix it up. And he kid said, I can't forget about the time we were heading to the water park in Maryville and my brother hit a whole ass tire on the road. Never swerve for anything on the road, which he's answering my like, do you swerve when we talked about that? But yeah, I remember that tire situation. We were young. We were probably late middle school, early high school, maybe freshman. I don't know. And we were going to the water park. His brother was with my brother and a couple other guys in a car in front of us. We were with Jared's mom in the car behind, and we just see him clobber a tire. Right, is directly in like somebody's spare tire fell off their car. He just
Oh,
drove straight up. And
gosh.
he wasn't driving like a SUV. He was driving a like Ford Taurus,
Oh, Lord.
and it just took off the whole front fender, bumper. It was bad. So, good times. Jared, thanks for the email. Appreciate it. And it was nice to see you at Lowen's birthday party. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, yeah. Same
Besides
here,
Minecraft
man.
Mondays, but the good stuff.
The good stuff.
Yeah. What else we got?
Oh, man. We got another one from our boy ISO here,
So,
titled Worst Things I've Hit.
Mhm.
He starts out with, I've only hit boring things like small wild animals. Worst for me was probably a possum. But I had a high school friend who recently passed away in a motorcycle accident. Sorry, ISO. So this is a funny story to tell. Let's call him Bartholomew. He hit a kid while we were leaving school. Granted, it wasn't his fault. The kid plane ran out in front of him, but it's always a funny story to tell. It wasn't that bad. The kid only broke his arm. Ow.
yeah.
Now, I would do a quick top 3 scenes to shorten this. Number 3, Civil War, when both teams meet up in the airport and Spider-Man shows up. Underoos.
Underoos.
I will always remember the cheers in the theater. Great. I do remember that.
Mhm.
Number 2, Scream, the final reveal and fight. Just an iconic and maybe amazing performance from Matthew Lillard. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Number 1, probably the Annabelle creation. When Linda is getting chased in the house at the end, it is one of the creepiest, most action-packed horror chases I've ever seen. NSFC, not safe for Colton. You are absolutely right, brother. I have not seen that one either, and I probably will never see that one.
And he'll probably never watch Scream. So,
Yep. Well, I've actually heard that Matthew Lillard is just phenomenal in that movie. So I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe catch me on the right day, right time of day.
It's a suspense thriller. It's not really a horror.
Mhm.
You probably enjoy it a lot more than you think. It's
Mm,
got some jump scares,
mhm.
but I don't think it's blanky cover in the face Colton kind of movie.
Okay.
It might just be the occasional like act like you're watching it.
I mean,
but really
Fright
you're
Night. I get
looking
that. I
away.
get that with Fright Night. There's a couple scenes with Fright Night. I kind of like.
Yeah. Like the scenes you don't want to watch when it's on TV and you know something's gonna happen, but you're like listening, but you're looking off to the side because you're trying not to
Mhm.
see it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like see it in passing,
Yeah. Like
just on in the background.
like this scene's about to happen. I have to walk to the kitchen to get a snack kind of scene.
Oh darn! Oh, I missed it.
I missed the scariest scene of the movie.
ISO brother, man. Thanks for the email, Jared. My man. Thank you for the email as well, guys. Really appreciate you guys reaching out to the Call Guys Podcast at gmail.com.
brother.
Yeah, just good talking to you guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I saw it was great to have you on a couple weeks ago. Enjoyed it.
Always.
Yes. Jared, come on back whenever you're ready.
Baby, come back.
We got Thanksgiving coming up. Jared's favorite episodes.
Oh my gosh. We should, what we should have done? We should have all went and saw Borderlands together.
Oh God.
It's probably going to be streaming here soon.
Oh, I guarantee it. We should all just meet up at somebody's house and watch it.
Done.
Man,
We just got to find the
I've,
time.
I've heard it's so bad.
Oh, I've heard it too.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yeah,
You
man, let's
ready?
do this.
Ready to get into this?
Oh yeah, I'm excited for this.
Me too. This is one that we've had on the list for a long time. We've never done a director. We've never
No.
chose a director and just talked about our favorite movies directed by said person. So it was I put on the list for year 3. It finally found its position, and here we are. The first director born in 1946 in Cincinnati went to the California State University, Long Beach, but dropped out before he could graduate to pursue his entertainment career. To me, he's more well known as a producer than a director. And going to look at his list, I was like, oh yeah, he is definitely.
Man, I never think that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when you think Spielberg, you think, man, he's touched everything.
That's also true.
So, and he's got what did we say? 57 actual director credits and then over 200 producer credits.
Yeah, correct.
So, I mean, he's got his name on everything for a reason because most things he does or works on are pretty decent. So, yes, we are talking Steven Spielberg. We're going to do our top 3 movies that he has directed, which narrows the list down quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You have anything you want to say about Steve?
With I didn't realize how much he kind of impacted the movies that I would watch growing up.
Yeah.
Because you're right. I'm just looking at in the producer world of things. The first movie that I have seen, I know there's some other ones, is a movie that was in 82, and that's E.T.
Yep.
I mean, he was produced Poltergeist, Gremlins, The Goonies, Back to the Future, The Color Purple. I mean, the list just goes on, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I mean, what are we doing here? Like, the dude has touched just so many movies that everybody loves and knows and watches. And you don't really think about it.
Well, and his movies, they're always on the post, or his movies. His name is always on the movie posters, right? Like
Well, they know it sells.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like putting Tom Cruise on a summer blockbuster movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to sell.
Yeah.
Steven, you see anything Steven Spielberg does what? Who cares? I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, his last credit was what, 2022, and I don't think it was anything like extravagant. I don't think it's something I ever watched, but
like, are you talking like
just overall, yeah, either way, like his last credit was in like 2022, but he's got some stuff in the works.
Oh, he's got a bunch more, brother.
Oh, he does. Oh,
I mean, he did. He's executive producer in Twisters.
Okay.
The Transformer 1 movie that's getting ready to come out.
Or maybe it was his director credit then that he was.
Oh, the director stuff. Yeah, that is yeah, he hasn't touched anything since 2022, but he's got 4 things in the works, which one of them I'm really excited about, Napoleon.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, I've seen people
very
talking about
it. It's going to be a mini series
Mm-hmm.
on TV. So I'm kind of curious to see what he does there. So
it could be.
But you're right. It's been a while. He does seem to pick and choose his I mean, he doesn't have to pick a movie now he doesn't. Hollywood needs him. He don't need Hollywood.
Yeah. I don't think he needs anything.
No. So he's not just taking anything. So
yeah.
But
Like I
yeah, I mean,
said,
he's got a. I mean, hell, he's got about 20 things coming up. I mean, just as a from a producer standpoint.
what makes you wonder how much work he actually does on some of that stuff. Is he just like shows up, gives his 2 cents, and leaves
Yeah, I would
just to
want to
put his
know
name on
like
it?
the depth of his producing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like that. Let's change it up.
you've been produced. Go.
Put my name on the credits.
Yes.
Send the check.
Yeah.
No, but I mean it I mean, even when we go over his director, just the movies he's directed, it's just man,
There's some good movies
just
there.
a lot of movies. And it's a lot of movies that I watched with my dad for the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, these top three movies are I've watched the first time I watched them was with my dad. So I'm man, just a hell of a career.
Yeah.
He could be done, or he could make crap the next 10 years and he would still be known as one of like the top tier cream of the crop people to want to have do a movie.
So he's what, 80? Is he 80?
Is he that old?
46.
Is he that young?
Is he that young?
Hey, I was at least nice. Well, 1946.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm doing 77. Bad math. Look at me do math. He's 77. Um, so he's pushing 80. Um, but yeah, that's a long time to have a really good career. And I don't know, let's see if he started that early. I mean, he's been in it for 40 years at least, if not more.
I mean, the
So
earliest director short that he has is a 1959.
that was a short that he probably made in his backyard.
1964, he directed a movie called Firelight.
That was when it was starting like actual.
68, he did a movie called Amblin.
So yeah, busy guy.
I mean, the dude's just, I mean, he's made stuff for forever. And
Yeah.
ugh.
All right. 3, 2, honorable mentions. 1.
All right, brother. You want me to go first?
I'll go first this week. I think you went first last time, so I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
Um, the first one I picked here, and luckily for me, everything on my wall, he was a producer. Well, did not direct anything on my wall. So anything that he did produce on my wall, not all of them have his name on them, but this one is definitely more of that like nostalgic pick, just because this is one of those movies that like scared me as a 10-year-old, you know? And I remember watching it, and there's just so many moments in this film that just I still think about to this day. And this came out in 2005, and it is War of the Worlds.
Hmm. Interesting.
And this is the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds, so it is the
remake.
yeah, and it's good, but it's not a phenomenal movie by any means. Um, Tom Cruise, Tim Robbins, Dakota Fanning, Miranda Otto. So it's got, I mean, great cast right off the bat there. Um, I watched it multiple times and I enjoyed it, and the whole thing with the aliens attacking, and the biggest thing that really got me as a kid was like lightning striking the same spot twice,
Mm.
and how that whole line where he's like, it never strikes in the same spot twice, and then immediately after that it does it. Like anytime there's a thunderstorm and like lightning strikes close, you're like, is it gonna do it again? Is there gonna be aliens attacking? Like it's just stuck with me. Um, and it just kind of sits there in the back of my mind. Like anytime there's a thunderstorm, like this lightning could bring some aliens. So yeah,
Nice.
War of the Worlds, and I love that it's adapted from the old radio story. It's just cool. It's a crazy idea, and it's fun to watch things like that are adapted that actually kind of can interpret it in different ways because something like that sold.
Nice.
So yeah, my number 3.
Very nice. I like it.
I
Your number
like
three?
it. I wish I would have done because I was gonna make a point, but now I can't find it. Sorry. We're just gonna roll with it. 1981.
Anyone?
Um, this movie, I think the reason why I like this movie so much, it's one of the first movies I remember watching as probably a child. Thank you, Dad. Um, well, in his defense, I think this movie is rated PG. It is. So I don't
It was
know
all
how,
good.
but
It was
it
all good.
is. It's a early 1980s PG movie.
They got
um.
away. They got away with a lot more back then.
Oh yeah. I mean, some dude gets demolished by by an airplane propeller, and blood goes everywhere.
Yep.
People get shot and killed.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Um. One of my favorite things about Spielberg is his music, how he uses his music in his movies. And this movie, I feel like to me is the beginning part of me loving music in movies and being able to tell when you're supposed to feel happy during this part of the movie, or it's a suspenseful time, it's a so on and so forth. Like the music tells you how to feel almost, and that's Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know,
Yep.
I mean, that tune has always just stuck with me. And I remember watching that movie thinking, I could be freaking Indiana Jones,
Get this
and you
man a
just
whip.
you run around as a kid and you're just singing the as you're jumping from couch to couch.
Yep.
But I mean, this movie, to me, it's the music that gets me all the time. And um, yeah, I can't say it enough. Especially, I mean, you go Jurassic Park, you go to other of his big movies. The sound in it is just phenomenal, and
Yep.
I love it. I love it. So my number three is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And you can thank George Lucas for most of
Oh,
that.
oh yeah, George Lucas. If we win with if and when we do George Lucas, that'll be
Yeah. Yeah, and if it wasn't for his developments, and I'm sure Spielberg helped him a lot with some of that stuff also,
mhm.
like, yeah, his movies wouldn't be as nearly as good as they were because of, surround sound and 5.1 and all that stuff. But
Oh yeah.
I,
I mean, that would be a really cool documentary for someone to do.
I think they
John
have.
Williams.
Oh, John Williams. Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Give
Um,
me him.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you a little something about myself. I am not a fan of the Indiana Jones franchise.
You want to just square up now and get it over with and we can both
I
be good?
I
I feel
just
better.
I
I feel
never
better.
got into it. I don't know what it was about it. It just never piqued my interest. I just never wanted to watch it. I have Raiders in my honorable mentions only because it's the original, and I've watched it a couple times recently, and it's a little bit more enjoyable. But like, I don't know, not a huge fan. I know a ton of people are. I love Harrison Ford. I love the idea of Indiana Jones,
Hmm.
but just never got into it. I said I'm not a huge fan. I'm not saying I won't watch it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not my go-to. I'm not gonna
Okay.
turn on Indiana Jones.
Okay.
You call him
Okay.
Dr. Jones.
That is Temple of Doom.
Yeah. But still.
Oh my gosh. All right, man. You're number two.
Sorry,
Does it make you
sorry
cry?
to give you a downer. My number two, no, it doesn't make me cry, but I'm gonna make the listeners cry because I'm gonna apologize for mentioning this again after we've talked about it 100 times in the last couple months. 1993,
Hmm.
Jurassic Park.
Hmm. Oh my.
What else can I say? It's just like Colton said, with the music, with the animatronics, like just everything they did in the entire all the movies as a whole, like
Mm-hmm.
just so many good things. But you can't choose two or three. you got to choose number one. It's just a great
Oh
movie.
yeah.
It's scary. It's dark. It's funny at some points.
Suspenseful.
Suspenseful. Yeah. It's got every element that you want in a good movie. And yeah, love it. There
I
you go,
agree.
ISO. We put dinosaurs in another episode.
Oh man, that's good.
You're number two. Does it make you cry?
Oh man, it's a tearjerker.
Oh,
It's a tearjerker. 1998,
good year.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
I mean, just felt like to me it was almost like the first like epic war movie I ever watched where there was actually a real journey because I grew up watching a lot of Vietnam movies and a lot of those movies were about surviving for a couple days or a couple days you attack this one spot to take it over and
Sitting in a trench.
yeah or I mean I've seen Platoon as before. The first time I ever watched, the first time I watched Platoon was a very very long movie, and Apocalypse Now, the Redux of edition.
Mm-hmm.
Those are very very deep, trippy movies that you have to, as a young mind, you don't understand everything that's going on.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, this is a long movie, but this movie was probably one of the first ones that I truly understood and understood what was going on during the time of what was happening in the realm of the movie. And it just like, man, it just hits you. So I feel like he does such a good job of explaining that brotherhood of what it means to those soldiers to be brothers.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just awesome how he
Almost like
how he was able to capture that.
it's almost like they take something that has, and I was very, very young when this came out. The first time I had watched it was I actually think it was high school when we watched it in school. The first time
Junior
I'd
year was
watched
that?
it
Is that
fully.
junior or senior year?
I don't remember. One of the
I think
two.
it's senior year.
Yeah. But the first time I watched it fully through, I'd seen scenes, I'd seen, in passing, but like I feel like they do a really good job of making characters relatable in a time period that like none of us have any clue what it was like for them. And
Oh
like
yeah.
you said with the brotherhood, like just showing the relationships and yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was senior year now that I'm thinking about it.
I think you're right. Mr. Heater. Thanks, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Heater.
Oh yeah, man. Are we doing any honorable mentions or are we just
Yeah, we can. I've got three. Like I said, I have Raiders on here just
okay?
because I've got Jaws.
Okay.
I mean you can't go wrong. Classic. And then E.T., which you had mentioned earlier.
Nice, nice, nice. I've got Catch Me If You Can,
Hmm.
Leo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks, good
Yep.
movie. I've also got Hook. I just love Hook.
Yeah.
Um, and then controversial one, which I don't know how because I actually like it a lot. Ready Player One.
Nice.
I like that movie.
I love that movie.
No, it's a bit different, but I
Uh,
just I just love it. I think it's good.
Catch Me If You Can. Is that the one where Leo is the he's like
Is it
forging checks?
it's supposed to be like DB Cooper. I think it's
Yeah,
I think
something
it's
similar.
a loosely based idea off of him.
He's like
But
forging
yeah,
like
he's
checks
forging
as a pilot.
checks and yeah, flying planes and he's a con man.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. I see one of those scenes always on like reels and stuff where it pops. It's like him in the hotel room and Tom Hanks comes in and he fakes being
Mm-hmm.
CIA or FBI or something. And it's yeah, it's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice honorable mentions. My number one, Colton, 2018,
Phew. Okay.
starring Ty Sheridan, Olivia Cook, Ben Mendelsohn, and Simon Pegg. It is Ready Player One.
Nice.
I absolutely love this. I don't know that it's controversial. I love this movie. I think it is super well done. I think the CGI is great. And the
Mm-hmm.
way they incorporate VR into real life and, the all of the things that are going on between the main bad guy and Wade, it's just it's a great story. And the way they incorporate like all of the business part that's going into the Oasis and everything with, the guy that created it and Wade and the guy that's trying to steal it, and there's so many little things that go on and the way they have to live their life. I mean, what is Wade lives in like a stack of trailers, you know.
Yeah.
It's just it's super interesting to see something so futuristic and the way they incorporate old movies and old things from movies, and
Mm-hmm.
the fact that VR can be so influential, which maybe one day it'll be that way. I don't know. You've seen like the Apple goggles or whatever they call them, or can't think what it's called right now. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you haven't? It's like a pair of goggles you wear all the time,
Oh,
and
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah. I
syncs
know
to
what you're
like your
talking
phone and
about. Yeah,
everything,
yeah,
and
I
you
know what
can
you're
always
talking
have your
about.
screens and
Mm-hmm.
so like things like that are happening. But like a world to go into, that would just be crazy. It'd be
Oh,
cool.
yeah. That would be nuts.
I would probably spend too much time playing it.
I would, you know what I really want to do one time? I really want to I really want VR or some sort of VR set that I can sit and watch a basketball game on.
Like in the front row or like
Hmm.
floor. Yeah.
I would love to know what that's like. Is that cool? Is it worth it? Or is it just,
Man, didn't they
you
do
know?
that during like COVID where like people could like buy virtual seats and
Yeah. So during COVID in the NBA, because it was almost during the playoffs, you send your email into essentially this pool and you were selected at random and you got to watch the live feed like uninterrupted and your face got plastered in the stadium. So they had all these TV screens and stuff like that, and you could be a face like you're in the state, like you're a fan in the at the game.
it's
Didn't
interesting.
didn't didn't get any didn't get any codes for that.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I can't imagine what some of the weird people would have done.
yeah, I don't know. I think there was a delay.
Yeah, I would hope so. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. My number one, Ready Player One. Like I said, I just think it's a great idea. It's a phenomenal movie. I'm pretty sure it's adapted from a book. So
Mm,
never read the book, but pretty neat.
nice.
You're number one. Oh man.
1993, Schindler's List. This movie, my oh, heavy movie. It is just about a guy who owns a factory in Poland during World War II. And those who don't know,
It's a
Germany took
bad time.
over
It's a bad time to be in Poland.
and a lot of Jews were there and it's man, it's heavy. But I love that it was shot in black and white.
Liam Neeson,
Um
man.
there's very few scenes with color in it. Um man, it's it's a great movie. I don't it's a movie you need to at least watch once because
Agreed.
I feel like they do a good job of unfortunately showing what it was probably close to being like. And man, that's heavy, but it's such
We
a good movie.
we
Such
wouldn't
a
have
good
watched that.
movie.
We wouldn't have watched that one in history class if it wasn't somewhat realistic.
Well, I mean, it was I remember we had to get a signed did you have to get a paper
Yeah. Oh
permissions?
yeah. Rated R.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
both
both
movies
movies
were.
were rated R and we had to get my dad goes because I grew up. I saw Schindler's List before, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I was the like one of two people when Heater asked who's watched this movie who raised their hand,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, everybody's in for a good time now. Not a feel
Hmm.
good movie.
No.
But I mean, I just love how it was shot. I love the black and white. I just think it was done really, really well.
Oh yeah,
So that's my list, man.
very nice. There you go, listeners. Top 3 Spielberg films, Spielberg directed films. Maybe one day we'll come back and just do Spielberg overall because it would be a lot harder of a list to make. I feel like.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, let us know. Let us know what your favorite Steven Spielberg movies are. Callguyspodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
We'd love to know. Let us know if you match ours, if you like World of Worlds, if you like Indiana Jones. Put all 3 of them on there. Go for it. Or don't. Put all
Yeah,
5
or
of them.
don't.
Was there 5 of them now? 6?
Yeah, there are
12?
5 of them.
15? Yes.
Crystal Skull and
Oh, yeah. Shia LaBeouf.
I can't even think of the other one right now off the top of my head.
Oh, God. And the newest one. I have no idea what it's called.
I know he produced it.
Oh.
Dial of Destiny.
Oh, yeah. There you go. I tell you what. I might go try to find Catch Me If You Can just to watch it. Because
It's been a while since I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Young Leo.
Very young Leo. Yeah. So there you go. Like I said, send us your lists. We'd love to hear them. Colton, you got anything else?
No, sir, I do not.
No, sir. He does not.
I
All
do
right.
not. You
All
got
right.
anything?
I don't. I got some pluggage.
Plug it away, brother.
All right. Everybody, thanks for listening to the Call Guys podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to all your favorite podcasts. You can also watch us on YouTube. Just search for the Call Guys podcast or click the link in our description. Go straight to our page where you can like, subscribe, and click that bell to get notifications for when we post every single Monday on all your favorite podcast sites. You can also find us on any of your social medias, Facebook at facebook.com/thecallguyspod, Instagram at the Call Guys, and TikTok at the Call Guys Podcast. And you can always find our merch store at goldenmojoent.com, where you can get hat, t-shirt, sweatshirt, whatever you want. Onesie for your baby. Go check it out, goldenmojoent.com. And when you're done checking out the merch, make sure you go check out all the other podcasts, which are also on the website, and you can go directly to their podcast sites, social medias, everything else. goldenmojoent.com. And make sure you go check out Perfectly Picked Games at perfectlypickedgames.com, where you can get 20% off when you use code Golden Mojo at checkout. 20% off. Can't go wrong. Golden?
Love you, brother.
Love your brother. You're so nice gold Coors Light.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right. For all those out there in podcast land, see you next time.
Later. Bye. See ya. Hasta la vista, baby. I just died in your arms tonight.
Must have been something to do.
Arms tonight.
The Call Guy.